In this video, I'm going to show you how you can manifest exactly what you really want in just 5 minutes. So stay tuned, watch to the end of the video. I'll show you how to do it, and I'm going to show you with the aid of this coin. So, before I can do that, we have to agree about manifesting and about what it is you really want. Now, I say you, even though I don't know who you are, but I know I'm right about this because we all want the same thing. So, in order to explain that, let's look at it this way. First of all, let's imagine that what you want, you decide you want to own a Ferrari. Let's just say that. Okay, maybe you do already own one, in which case think of a different car or a different thing. It doesn't matter. Just an example, right? Now, let's suppose that you don't own a Ferrari, you've never owned one, you don't have the money for one, you've nowhere near the money for one, you never even driven one. You just fancy owning one, right? And so you follow the law of attraction, all the rules that you've ever learned, and you visualize a lot, and you have a vision board with pictures of Ferraris all over it. You imagine yourself driving in a Ferrari all the time. You watch videos of Ferraris. You eat, sleep, breathe and dream Ferrari owning. And let's suppose that one day, you win one in a lottery, or somebody gifts you one, or whatever, but a Ferrari turns up in your life. Hey, it worked. You've manifested a Ferrari. Now, let's suppose that you get in that Ferrari and you drive it around for a few days, and first of all you're like, wow, look at me, I own a Ferrari. But then after a little while you begin to kind of acknowledge, well, actually it's not as comfortable as I thought. I'm kind of the wrong shape for a Ferrari, or it just doesn't perform the way I thought it would, or it's not attracting the attention I imagined, whatever. For whatever reason you decide, you know what, it's just a car, I don't really care anymore. And before long, because it's expensive in insurance and fuel and everything else, you just leave it parked and you go back to your old beaten up Ford or whatever you were driving before, right? So now you would rather get rid of the Ferrari. Now, I'm telling you that because I want you to see that what we want to manifest changes sometimes from moment to moment, day to day, and certainly year to year and decade to decade as time goes by and we age and our values change and what's important to us changes and so on. So the idea that we can manifest things from the physical world and bring them to us is kind of not necessarily as desirable as it sounds anyway. And the other alternative is, what if, and this was kind of in The Secret, if you've ever seen The Secret, if things really did manifest as soon as you thought of them. And as I remember, there was a sequence where they had a guy and he thought of an elephant, and immediately there was an elephant in his living room. Remember? Right? We wouldn't like it if life turned out that way. But also, we wouldn't like it if everything that we ever wanted was always just available. You know, the very first person we meet and decide that we want to spend the rest of our lives with, we fall in love with them, they fall in love with us, we get married and live happily ever after. We want a Ferrari, it shows up the next day. We want that job, somebody rings up and says, hey, would you like this job? I mean, there would be no challenge. We would be insufferable because we would just know that whatever we want, we just, like King Midas, right? Who, if you remember, sounds like a good idea. It was all the Midas touch. Everything he touched turns to gold, except that, when he picked up his soup spoon, that turned to gold, and the soup in his mouth, whatever it was, turned to gold, and he died because his tongue turned to gold. Right? Not actually a very nice end. So, that kind of manifesting is actually absurd as well, because what are my limits? If I decide tomorrow I'm going to have a family picnic, and when we wake up in the morning, it's blowing a hoolie out there, and there's thunder and lightning and gales, and I could say, well, my life is over because I didn't manifest the weather that I wanted. Or it's like, well, we'll do something else. We'll figure out something to do inside. Obviously can't go out in this terrible weather. And most of us take the little bumps in the road like that fairly well in our stride. It's when the bigger bumps come You know, we lose a job, or someone we love leaves or dies, or we lose our money or our business. And those kinds of things, we kind of go, what's wrong with me? I should have manifested something different. So the point of saying all of this is to get to the chase, which is that what we really, really want to manifest at any given moment in time is happiness. Now, that's not to say, I don't care about the Ferrari or the lover or the picnic or anything else. It's not to say that we don't care. You can still care, you can still want them, but it's the way we react to the wanting that makes the difference. It's the way, if we decide, well, that's it, my life is over because my business just collapsed. No, your life isn't over. Your business may be over, but you're not, are you? Right? And you're still going to have new ideas and new thoughts. And, you know, look at the number of people who are, you know, some of them are billionaires who've gone bankrupt more than once in their life, and they just rebuilt stuff. Because it's like, well, I'll just do it again. I'm still here, right? We aren't destroyed. We're not destructible that way. So I promised I'd show you with this coin how to manifest what you want, right? Because what you want is always to restore equilibrium, to be happy. Doesn't mean you don't care, doesn't mean you don't want stuff, doesn't mean you don't desire stuff, but desiring stuff equally doesn't mean, well, unless I get it, I'll be unhappy, or until I get it, I'll be unhappy. I can't live like this. Yes, you can, right? So let me show you how it's done. So here's a coin, right? This is a British £2 coin, in case you want to know. Okay, so standard coin. I think the camera will focus, I think. So we've got a head and we've got a tail, right? Now, let's suppose that the head of the coin is the thing that you don't have but that you desire. Okay? So that is the missing thing in your life. And the other side, the tail of the coin, is that problem's gone away. It's appeared, or the thing that you didn't want has disappeared, or whatever, right? So you've got a tail and you've got a head, or a head and a tail, whichever way you want to look at it, right? Now, here's the point, and I'm grateful to an author called Richard Dotts, D-O-T-T-S, for this metaphor. You can look him up on Amazon if you want. I don't know who he is, but he wrote some brilliant little books about law of attraction. And in one of them was this metaphor. He said, it's impossible to focus, no matter how much you try, on the tail of the coin, that is the solution, the thing you want, no matter how well you visualize or anything else, without at the same time holding on to the head. In other words, the more you think about the solution, the more you're also, by default, focusing on the problem. It's impossible not to. You're holding on. You're holding on to the problem. And what you need to do is let it go. Now, that's about detaching from the outcome. Now, I know that that's easier said than done. And if you would like some help with that, then I'm going to invite you to talk to me for no charge. All you need to do is schedule an appointment, right? Because obviously I can't say, hey, here's my phone numbers, call me up, because this could be watched by thousands of people from any time zone in the world, and there's only one little me, right? But I'm not asking you for money. I'm just saying, if you would like my help to manifest a dream, I don't care what it is. It could be money, it could be love, it could be even the Ferrari. For a lot of people, it might be a business, or to grow their business, or whatever it is, something that you feel stuck with in life. And there'll be a link below this video in the description. If you're watching this on YouTube, there'll be a link, and it will take you to a page where there's another little video, I think it's about 3 or 4 minutes long, of me explaining what I'll do, but you'll see at the top of the page, and you don't even have to watch the video if you don't want to, because you've seen this one. And there's an appointment scheduler right there, and you can find, and it'll show in your time zone, so don't worry about that. If there's a slot available, it'll show for me in my time zone and you in your time zone, like magic. We've manifested that much magic already in our lives. Okay, so Go there and let's talk about how you can manifest, genuinely manifest anything, because the key is letting go. Right? And I can't show you all of that in one little video. So, I hope that's been helpful. I'm Trevor Emdon. I'm international success coach. I'm background NLP, law of attraction, whole bunch of stuff, right? But that's all you need to remember. I will see you on a call. We'll talk face to face, just you and me. Click the link and I will see you there. Bye for now.